going to be talking Ryan here, and today we're going to be talking about the news that just came out. It broke yesterday as you guys are going to be watching this video, assuming you guys are watching it the day it comes out, but Jimmie Johnson just confirmed today on his social media that he will be running the 15 races in the Indycar series next year, and he has a 2-year deal actually set up with Chip Ganassi Racing. I don't know if that schedule is set to expand or if that's not a set schedule for next year, but I believe it's 15, which would put it at most of the road and street circuits, assuming it's most, if not all, of the road and street circuits, and maybe 1 or 2 extra races on a short oval, or maybe the Indy 500 attempt, if his family and him deem it's safe enough for them to attempt. Yeah, so that's kind of the big news that broke today involving Jimmie Johnson, is that you had a very, that big news to drop because we weren't sure, would he maybe do another full season in NASCAR to get a true farewell tour. Now we know for sure that he will not be back in NASCAR full time next year, just due to IndyCar schedule conflicts that are constant, just because they're 2 different racing series across the U.S. Just makes it near on impossible. Like, he'd be racing in St. Petersburg, and there's overlaps in NASCAR all the time when they aren't in the same place. So I still think, kind of obviously with Chip Ganassi Racing, I think it's pretty evident that he will either be in a third Ganassi car or the Spire Motorsports, one of the Spire Motorsports entries, assuming that they don't pick up 2 full-time drivers for those 2 cars for this coming season. That would end up being a place where Jimmie would fall in line, because those 2 teams are both heavily affiliated with Ganassi. Obviously, Ganassi being affiliated with Ganassi. For my guess would be the Daytona 500 Auto Club, because it's the last race of that track configuration. If you guys missed it, I did a full video talking about the Auto Club renovation that will be going on after next year's Auto Club race. And then the Brickyard 400, because I find it impossible that Jimmie doesn't feel like he has unfinished business at the Brickyard after the COVID-19 test came back positive that weekend, and he ended up missing just that one race. And especially being a race where he's been so successful, I see no reason why he should feel like he has finished his business with that track. So, that's a lot of the NASCAR stuff settled. I think that's where he will end up if he is in fact running NASCAR races next year. Those are the 3 I would say are at the top of the list. Now, maybe an extra Bristol night race or something, or some of the other plate tracks would be possible, just depending on how the schedule lines up, NASCAR versus IndyCar, because the Auto Club race would fall potentially close to the IndyCar season opener at St. Petersburg, assuming any of this is how it actually would end up being, just comparing it to this year. It wouldn't have overlapped, but you move a few dates around like NASCAR seems to want to do, and you could very easily end up with a changed situation there. But where this is going to get really interesting is going to be for all the IndyCar fans, or potential Jimmie Johnson fans who are potential IndyCar fans coming up, or people who might just be tuning in for a few races. But mostly for those fans in particular that are interested. The fact that Ganassi Racing, sure, they're a Chevrolet team over in NASCAR, but in the Chevy versus Honda battle in IndyCar, they are actually a Honda affiliated team. They run Hondas, not Chevrolets. And my question would be, I guess, would Jimmie Johnson be able, would Chevrolet be willing to let Johnson go and run a Honda against Chevys in the IndyCar series? I don't think they would have any problem with him doing that. They didn't have any problem with him doing the one-off test, but it's a difference when you're going and actually racing against Chevrolets. Now, Ganassi has been a Chevy team in recent years, I believe as far back as 2016 or 17. Not exactly sure what year they swapped over to Honda. right around the time Target left the team. Um, but yeah, so they've been a Chevy team, and that makes me think that there won't be any issues with Scott Dixon. My question would be not really Rosenquist, because I think he should be good either way. My question, I guess, would be mainly Ericsson, because I don't really know whether Marcus Ericsson has any ties to Honda, because I know his the team he previously drove for, McLaren, or the Arrow team, Arrow Schmidt Peterson, now Arrow McLaren, went from Honda to Chevy and he left. I'm not sure if that was due to a conflict of him not being able to run a Chevy or some deal with Honda, because I know that's why drivers like Takuma Sato have been moved around before. So I'd be curious to see what's going to happen there, because Chevrolet is a very big partner with Jimmie, and I guarantee they would love to be able to keep Jimmie in their ranks, especially if they can bring Ganassi there, and then maybe get them to even open up a Corvette LMDH project when the LMDH regulations come to the top class of the IMSA Sports Car Championship, so that he can go and run that Rolex race, trying to just center it all around that Chevrolet and that brand. All in all, I mean, a lot of that stuff, I think, just there's so much there that Chevy wouldn't want to lose out on to another manufacturer like Honda, or or any other manufacturers that would be looking to benefit off that in the DPI category. But this isn't really about IMSA right now, and I'm getting very into NASCAR. I do a lot of NASCAR stuff, and I'm going pretty far on the IndyCar stuff right now. But yeah, so just trying to explain it for some of the fans that might be new to the series for IndyCar, mainly because of the Jimmie Johnson interest. 'Cause I know I'm going to be watching more IndyCar than I have been when Jimmie Johnson's racing, just to see if he's going to be a win contender. I would say, almost certainly, he's going to be a contender, considering both Ericsson and Rosenquist, who I would say aren't bad drivers, but they aren't Jimmie Johnson and Scott Dixon levels of good. And they've come in and they've been race-winning contenders right off the bat at that team. And even Ericsson in particular, that equipment really elevated his performance, I feel like, from how he was at Schmidt Peterson last year. So overall, I would say that Jimmie, I would be expecting him to win a race in that first season of IndyCar. Now, I guess more contending for them. I wouldn't maybe say, oh yeah, it's a make or break, he's got to win, because he's doing this mostly for fun. He's talked about it forever, it feels like, that when his NASCAR career came to an end, he wanted to go IndyCar racing. So, not really a surprise that he's announced that. I'm kind of surprised how long it took to announce it. But I guess just kind of waiting to know for sure that the drama of will he make the championship or not being over, as he didn't make the NASCAR playoffs. I think that pretty much made it a little easier. Now, if you guys recall back to a video I made about a year or two ago, I predicted Ed Carpenter racing. Turns out I was wrong on that one. Mainly just because they were a Chevrolet team with a road course ringer slot that could end up going there. I think right now it's Connor Daly over there, which I would hate to see Daly get that ride taken from him, but that would be an easy place inside Chevrolet's camp for Johnson, because I severely thought that he was tied to Chevy, and I still think he will be. I think Ganassi will probably switch, but we'll have to wait until we hear about that one. And then another big thing that kind of made me think that it was just good luck that they happened to line up together was the fact that you had Chip Ganassi racing there at the track and in the NASCAR paddock. Kind of in the NASCAR garage as well, being able to do that one. So yeah, those are most of the details. Also, the PNC Bank, Ally Bank. So I don't think Ally will be a sponsor on this car. I don't really know who would. Potentially that could be where they move the NTT money to, because I'm sure NTT would love to spend a little bit of money to make sure that that deal happens. So I would say probably NTT. I would say is going to be the sponsor if I had to guess right now, but I'm not sure. Just gonna say it though. I don't think Ally, between their deal in NASCAR being for multiple seasons and there already being a major bank on that car, I see that as just probably not going to happen. But other than that, I think that's pretty much everything about the Jimmie Johnson stuff. I might do a follow up video if we get more details sooner. Oh yeah, the number. We don't have the number confirmed yet. I would hope that they are able to get that 48, but I would look through. If you're looking for a prediction, I would look through his other like stadium super truck numbers and whatnot that he's run before. Because his cup number currently 48 that he's run his entire career is currently, those rights are held by Arrow McLaren, and I don't know if they would be willing to give that up too easily to Ganassi, but that would just be my thought. Maybe Ganassi's able to get that 48, especially if they have a confirmed deal, and I'm sure McLaren had that purely because they thought they would be able to get Jimmie. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about the NTT IndyCar stuff. Sorry if this felt a little rushed. I'm a little pressed for time, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new so you guys never miss an episode. And that's pretty much everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next video, live stream, or whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody, and make sure you tune in 9 p.m. tonight, actually, for the Thomas Cup Series right here on the channel as well. So I'll see you guys there. Bye!